Hey YouTube, Makarov Man here. I just wanted to show you my Beretta M9 pistol here. Show you some things you can buy for it if you're somebody that's interested in purchasing a pistol like this or getting some accessories. Of course, everybody knows this is the pistol that the United States military uses. They use a few others, but this is their joint combat pistol, is what they named this back in the 70s and 80s. They started looking for a pistol to replace the 1911, and this is what they decided on. They're pretty cheap to produce. They're pretty reliable. I think in testing in 1984, it withstood 35,000 rounds, mud, snow, sand, ice, and this is what they decided on. I believe Smith & Wesson, H&K, Colt, a few others, they all entered pistols in the testing, but our government decided on this. They were wanting to go to the 9mm cartridge, of course, to standardize with NATO. But I was just wanting to give you a little bit of a review of the pistol. I've owned this pistol for about 3 or 4 years. I've never had any problems, any issues with it. I've fired probably 2,000 or 3,000 rounds through the pistol. I've tried lots of different brands of magazines, but what I'm sticking with is the M9. They manufacture magazines for Beretta, and that's our government. They really don't purchase Beretta magazines, or they used to not purchase them from the manufacturer, but M9, I believe, and National Magazine, and a few other companies, they actually supply our military with the magazines. But as you can see, these are 18-round magazines, and M9 calls this their anti-friction coating. Beretta has a lot of these magazines. They're like $40, and I got these off Cheaper Than Dirt, I believe, for $25. Very, very nice magazines. I think they eject a lot better than the phosphate magazines that Beretta supply you with when you purchase this pistol. And just very, very, very nice, dependable magazines. I recommend these to anybody. But just to show you why I purchased the pistol, of course, I like history. This is a lot of different historical pistols all put into one. You've got the Walther, PP, and P38 pistols, and the Browning High Power all rolled into one here. You've got the double stack magazine, and the way the barrel and everything works with the slide, that came from the High Power. And then from the Walther, you got the safety mechanism, which I believe is probably, if you want a pistol with a safety, this is probably the best way to go. If you're somebody that's new to handguns, you want to make sure that you've got a manual safety, or maybe your state has some kind of regulation where you have to have so many safety devices on your gun. They get really crazy with all these different laws and stuff. I'm no expert on that, but why I really like this gun, this is one of my first pistols, loaded or unloaded pistol here. It's a very safe pistol. Whenever you load a round into the chamber, you can leave the safety on. That's one of the things the Army took in consideration. You know, sometimes you have people with single action pistols like the 1911. They'll rack a round in there. They've got their finger on the trigger like a dumbass, and the pistol goes off. Well, you can stand here and pull the trigger all you want. Nothing's going to happen. You know, unless you flip the safety off, you've still got this long trigger pull in double action. You know, this gives you a definite advantage over somebody with a single action pistol like a 1911 or something. You can carry this with the safety off. You've got the long double action pull. You can carry it in single action, which I wouldn't really recommend. But you know, this has got the decocker. You know, if you're firing, you decide you want to put the safety on, it decocks your pistol for you. Some people don't like starting off with a double action trigger, but cock the hammer. Just helps you be more safe if you're not familiar with handguns. Most soldiers, most police officers, most civilians, they really can't afford to shoot a lot, or they don't have a lot of time, or have enough training with a handgun. So this kind of ensures that, you know, you don't shoot yourself. But you know, for people that's not really familiar with a pistol, thinking about buying one, this is a great feature, something to take into consideration. One thing that's kind of bad about the pistol is it's got a very wide grip on it. This is a very large pistol. I wouldn't recommend carrying one of these, trying to conceal it. This is more of an open carry or farm gun, truck gun, bedside gun. Very dependable, very nice pistol, but it's just not very concealable. Now, one thing that I absolutely love about the Beretta M9 is these come with the standard military sights, dot and post, sort of like a hiney sight or a shotgun bead. You know, you'll have the double beads. So that's something to take into consideration. I think they're a lot faster. You don't have to line up the 3 dots, but you can always change them. You can color that in on the back sight, and they've still got the little dots there that you can fill with nail polish or purchase a different sight, you know. These are dovetailed on the back. The front sight's fixed. So if you're wanting to put night sights on this weapon, I would just go with the Beretta 92. They're a lot easier to fool with, you know, if you're going to go the night sight route. A lot of people buy these pistols and they get mad because they have to send them off. There's a few companies that will drill your sights out and insert the gas bulbs, but you know, that's why I get pistols with light rails on them. Night sights are great, but if you're going to be using them in your house, you really don't need night sights. You know, I've got an M9 A1, and you have enough ambient light coming off of your tactical light that you can use your regular sights. But it's a great pistol. The military's been using them since I believe 1985. You know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and when I think about the Army busting through the door to save the day, I pictured the Beretta in their hand. You know, you've got a lot of firepower. People, you know, they talk the 9mm down, but when you've got 18, 19 rounds, you've got plenty to dish out. You know, I don't know anybody that wants to stand up against one 9mm cartridge, or, you know, 18 or 19. You can actually get 20 and I believe 32 round magazines for these pistols. So, you know, that's pretty serious firepower. You know, you've got 8 or 9 rounds of 45 and a 1911. And You know, that's great. You know, if you practice with your pistol a lot, you're confident with you know, a lot less rounds. But you know, I'm pretty proficient with a pistol. I just prefer a higher capacity. My state allows me to carry high capacity magazines, you know, in my firearms. So, you know, if I can, that's what I'm going to do. But great pistol, guys. Try it out. Great sights, great safety features. Something you might want to take into consideration if you're wanting to have a gun around home. But great pistol, Beretta M9. Go to the range, try one out. Go to the gun store, check it out. You'll like it.